Hello everybody, this is General Snivy, and welcome back to more of the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix playthrough. Last time we wrapped up the remaining return trips, finished up the world of Space Paranoids, aka the world of Tron, and we made our way into the final world of the game, the world that never was. And so we made it about halfway up the castle now, which is pretty nuts, all things considered. So, hopefully today we'll be able to wrap up the main game. However, even though that is my goal, that doesn't mean that this playthrough is coming to an end. Far from it. Because trust me folks, there's still a lot of this game to uncover after the main adventure comes to a close. It's gonna be fun, so strap yourselves in and let us begin. Also, hello King, welcome to the stream, glad you can make it. Now it's time to play a little game.
What's that? It's the king and Diz. I mean, Ansem the Wise. They must be higher up. We better hurry.
Hello.
I'd rather we just skip the formalities.
I don't blame him! So, now we have this lovely battle against Luxord. It's a battle for time. Win the battle for time. This is a time-based battle. Finish off the enemy with when their time gauge runs out. If Sora runs out of HP or time, it's game over.
The first to run out of time is the loser.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. So anyway, when this battle first starts, you'll instantly be transformed into a random play object, whether it be a dice or a card, and you really can't do much of anything while in these forms. And it is technically possible to attack and do something while in those forms, albeit you can't do very much. Basically, in order to preserve your time and not lose as much as humanly possible, you obviously need to not take damage. Also, when Luxord decides to throw down some cards, you need to pay attention to which card has Luxord on it. Flipping that card will stun him temporarily, costing him some precious time. If you reveal a card that is either blank or has if you reveal a card that has a blank slate on it, nothing happens and you just proceed. However, if you reveal a card that has like an explosive on it, then you receive a pretty substantial amount of damage. Thankfully, this battle is almost done, and when you drain Luxord's time down like this, then that means you're almost in the clear. I say as I'm about to die. Okay, here comes the hardest part. Okay, the hardest part is you need to match up 4 circles within that command slot. And you have a pretty short amount of time to do so, by the way. If you get a single X a single time, then the phase essentially restarts.
Don't squander your time.
Okay, that works out. I thought for sure that he would restart that final part of the fight. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. I think that only applies to another form of him we'll be encountering in post-game. Later.
How could you, Roxas?
That's Sora!
You okay?
Yeah, no worries. Let's keep moving.
Well, I'm glad that's taken care of, and we get secret answer report number 9, which is pretty nice. I think we're getting close to having all the secret answer reports. I could be wrong. Not bad, Sora. You've grown stronger. You don't need my weapon, Soul Eater, or the power of the dark yet. Yeah, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Roxas, I know that name. Once I spoke with him. He reminds me of you, Sora. Who is he? Technically speaking, he is Sora's nobody. I wonder how far the king went. I know he's strong enough to take care of himself, but I'm still worried. Yep. How phooey. I was all ready and raring to go, but I didn't get a chance to fight. We really can't tell what's going to happen. Keep your guard up. Indeed. So anyway, I haven't mentioned this yet, and I'll get into it in a minute. Anyway, as I was trying to say, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that in this room we have a series of boss fights we need to complete on not in a row, thankfully, but more or less one after another. I believe there's just these 2 boss fights right here. So off we go.
Only you could have made it this far in one piece, Roxas.
That's really getting old.
Different name, same fate.
Says you. Alright, here we go.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
Time for this lovely fight. This is gonna be real fun. Isn't there supposed to be a voice quote? Yeah, there is. Okay. Alright, so this... Ow! Okay then, never mind. Ouchie, ouch. Why don't we try that again now, shall we? And hopefully this time we won't get ourselves killed. Instantly.
Do you feel it? The moon's power. Moon, shine down.
So this is a fun fight, as I was trying to say earlier. Throughout the course of this fight... Damn it, why am I having a brain fart right now? Why can I not recall his name? Should be pretty obvious, yet for whatever reason I can't think of it. Well, regardless, we basically need to use this guy's attacks against him. As we continue to deal damage to him over time, he'll build up his berserk gauge, in which case he'll then go into his limit. To drain the berserk gauge, what we need to do is whenever he does use his attack, his berserk-like attack, we'll then need to grab the weapon for ourselves and swing around to where he currently is. Ow! Well, so much for that plan. Probably should have went into limit form first. Oh well.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
Moon shine down! Get used to hearing that quote. Because he's going to be saying it a hell of a lot. Thank you, Donald. Funny enough, when you use the Berserk command, unlike all other times, you're not invincible while you're using said command. You can still take damage, and let me tell you, it's not exactly fun.
No exit.
However, you can still attract this guy to his weapon, which is pretty sweet. By the way, if you don't activate your Berserk state soon enough, then I believe the weapon disappears from your hands.
No explanation.
Well, that sucked. I'm dead. Oh man. Talk about a very powerful limit break, am I right? Jesus.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
I misjudged you.
Give me strength. This is it. It's over.
There we go. Phew, that was too close. Not gonna lie. Limit form coming in clutch. Oh, how I love it.
Why? Kingdom Hearts. Where is my heart?
God only knows where it is, buddy.
I don't get it. Why has everybody been calling me Roxas?
Because, Sora, Roxas is your nobody.
My... nobody? But that's crazy. I never turned into a heart... Oh. Right.
It was when you came to rescue me. Remember?
Xemnus was the one who found Roxas. He could use the Keyblade because he was your nobody. That's why Xemnus brought him into the organization. But Roxas betrayed them. After that, I fought him because I thought it would help you wake up. I lost. But the next time we met, I made sure I was the stronger one.
Why don't you quit?
Come on, Sora. I thought you were stronger than that.
Huh? Get real. Look which one of us is winning.
So it's true. You really are his nobody. Guess Diz was right after all.
What are you talking about? I am me. Nobody else. How many times do I have to beat you?
All right. You've left me with no other choice.
What?
I have to release the power in my heart. The dark power that I've been holding back. Even if it changes me forever.
That's how Riku turned into Ansem. Even though it was clearly obvious in 358 Days Over 2. Just saying.
I have accepted it. Diz, he could feel Sora.
Oh, he told you how he felt, did he? Ridiculous. And nobody cannot feel anything.
If he had met Sora, things might have been different.
Maybe I didn't need to fight him after all. I think he left the organization because he really wanted to meet you.
Roxas. I wish I could meet him too.
I was gonna say, technically speaking, he already has.
All right, let's go.
Well, with that done, we get Secret Ansem Report number 12. That was definitely a very hard-fought battle, but damn, was that just nuts. I met Roxas because of a guy named Diz. I didn't trust Diz at first, but we both needed each other's help. Which makes sense, considering the situation. So, all of you were out adventuring while I was living a normal life. Why do I always get left out? You're going to have to tell me all about it later. I'm exhausted. Let's rest before we go. I don't blame you, dude. I wonder what this castle was built for. It's pretty mysterious. Indeed it is. Perhaps it's supposed to be like a mere replica of Castle Oblivion, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. As I know that Castle Oblivion was more or less a research facility for Organization XIII. And at this point, it's not really being used for much of anything, other than just being vacant space. The path is open. Xemnus is waiting up ahead. He's the leader of Organization XIII. Try not to slow me down, Sora. Oh, bite me, Riku, will ya?
Ansem?
I'm a fool. I spent years studying the workings of the heart. Yet it seems I still haven't learned a thing.
What do you mean?
The process of encoding hearts is incalculable. The inhabitants of my Twilight town were data created from real hearts. I was convinced that they would think and behave the way I had envisioned, but I couldn't have been more wrong. A heart is so much more than any system. I saw it when Roxas and Kairi crossed paths. I knew, but I was too stubborn to accept it. It's always the same I try to wrap my mind around things my heart already knows, only to fail. While I was trying to bring Sora back, I had so many plans in store. But once Sora was an acting force, they fell apart. All my research amounted to nothing compared with that one boy's heart.
Ansem, I'm ashamed.
All the more proof that hearts cannot be contained by data. Run, my friend. It's going to self-destruct, and anything could happen.
But, Your Majesty!
Sora, the rest is up to you. And Roxas, I doubt you can hear me, but I am sorry.
Ansem!
My heart is telling me what I must do. Please allow me to do what it says.
No! Riku!
His heart's decided. We can't change that.
I was wondering, who would dare interfere with my kingdom hearts? And look, here you all are. How convenient for me. Ansem the Wise. You look pathetic.
Have your laugh. I deserve as much for failing to see you for the fool you are.
Students do take after their teachers. Only a fool would be your apprentice. After all, none of this would have happened without you. You are the source of all Heartless. It was your research that inspired me to go further than you ever dared.
I admit, my disregard brought chaos to more worlds than one. But what were you seeking? You erased me from the world, only to take my name and continue research better left forgotten. Is this the answer you've been looking for?
All that and more. I'm carrying on what you yourself began, and I'm creating a brand new world, one heart at a time. I thought you'd praise me, but all you ever do is hold me back. I understand, though. Unlike me, you have a heart, and you're powerless to control it. Consumed by the jealousy you feel toward the student who surpassed you.
Xehanort, foolish apprentice of a foolish man. You have surpassed nothing, only proved how little we both know. We may profess to know the heart, but its essence is beyond our reach. We're both ignorant, as oblivious as when we began. I'm afraid that any world you try to create, any world of yours, would be an empire of ignorance. That is why you and your creation are destined to fall. We've said enough. Riku, you know what to do. King Mickey, my friend, forgive me. Farewell.
That I have to agree. That dialogue is definitely S tier for sure.
Riku!
Wow, Riku's turned back to normal. Wow.
Riku!
Who knew that could happen?
Wow!
Riku!
Ansem did say anything could happen.
Riku, you gonna take that off?
Oh.
What was that?
His eyes couldn't lie.
Lie? And just who were you trying to fool? Huh? Huh?
Myself.
Riku, come on, man. Why did you try to do so much on your own? You've got friends, like us.
Have you forgotten? I'll tell you why. Because I'm not a total sap like you.
Say that again.
Cute.
That doesn't look good.
What should we do, Riku?
We must defeat Xemnus. He's the organization's last survivor.
Right.
Come on.
And with that, we get secret answer report number 11. I almost said weapon. What? Anyway, Riku is this world's party member. Who knew? But yeah, it's nice to see that Riku finally is now a proper party member in our wondrous group, if you know what I mean. So, Riku is probably one of my, if not my absolute favorite of the world party members that you can recruit for your party while exploring certain worlds and whatnot, as his abilities are truly something special. We have Dark Aura, Dark Shield, Cure Potion, which, funny enough, he may throw a potion your way, but it kind of acts like a cure. So, it's pretty neat. It's like Donald's Cure, but he throws a potion your way. So I would suggest setting this to use the ability in special situations. In other words, in emergencies. Of course, he has other abilities such as MP, Hasting, Item Boost, Defender, Second Chance, and Once More. And he also has one of the best limits in the entire game, Eternal Session. Probably my favorite limit in the entire game, because it just goes to show what Sora and Riku can do when working together. It truly is that spectacular of an ability. Anyway, it's time to head on up the frickin' tower.
Yeah.
So depending on what actions you take, if you are finishing a combo and Riku is in your active party, then what Riku will be able to do is if you push the triangle button after your combo is finished, then you'll be able to execute Dark Aura. And if you happen to take damage while Riku is in your party, the reaction command will change to Dark Shield, in which case Riku will cast a shield to protect Sora from any additional damage for a little bit of time. Granted, it's not a very reliable technique, but still, it's there if you wish to use it.
Yeah. Take this. Back off. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Yeah. Done. It's over.
Hello, boys. Seriously, I'm definitely not a big fan of these berserker guys at all. But it is nice to see that you can use their weapons against them very effectively. So anyway, this lovely room here, it may look like it's a dead end, but if you just proceed forward, a path will become revealed to you in due time. One other thing I haven't mentioned yet is that Riku's healing potion, it doesn't take from your actual item reserves. So he can basically use it. Not necessarily infinitely, because it consumes all of his MP, much like Sora's Cure does. Even so, it's like a secondary cure option, which is sweet. Basically, Riku is a better version of Donald in every single way. It's pretty nuts if you think about it.
Is that all you got?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take them.
Right.
Lose it all.
And that is Sora and Riku's limit. That's insane, isn't it? There's actually a couple different variations of the limit itself, depending on how it's executed. Whether you push X or triangle, it executes a different form of the limit. And you can alternate between the two limits, or the two different forms. Just saying. Thank you, Riku. I guess one downside for Riku's potion ability, other than the fact that it consumes all of its MP, is that when he uses it, it does take a few seconds for the move to activate.
Give me strength.
Well, that was completely pointless. Well, might as well try to use Master Form for a bit. Or maybe not. Dang it. Whatever, it's no big deal.
Sora! Riku!
Whoa! Damn, those Heartless are pouring in hordes!
There's gonna be no end to this.
Together we can stop them.
Be gone from here. Leave these creatures to us.
But there's no way we could take them all.
I will be sending them after Xemnus. Or perhaps you would rather fight them yourself.
Frankly, my dear, I'd rather run.
Off with you then.
Well, if it ain't the Boat Boy King.
Time to weigh anchor, Captain Pete.
What, like abandoned ship? I don't think so.
Sora, your majesty, do not forget, when I've destroyed them all, this castle shall be mine!
Now looky here. Opportunities like this don't come along every day, you know. Bring 'em on!
gotta hurry.
But
They're doing what their hearts command. We can't interfere.
I wouldn't say that, Mickey. But I do know what you mean. The message is there. It's just, depending on the execution, it really could mean something else entirely. Just saying.
Oh, my Kingdom Hearts. Ruined. No. I'll have to start all over again. Warriors of the Keyblade, go forth and bring me more hearts.
How about you?
Denizens of light, answer this. Why do you hate the darkness?
Huh, we don't hate it. It's just kinda scary. But the world's made of light and darkness. You can't have one without the other, because darkness is half of everything. Sort of makes you wonder why we are scared of the dark.
It's because of who's lurking inside it.
Then allow me another question. You accept darkness, yet choose to live in the light. So why is it that you loathe us who teeter on the edge of nothing? We who were turned away by both light and dark, never given a choice.
That's simple. It's because you mess up our worlds.
That may be. However, what other choice might we have had?
just give it a rest. You're nobodies. You don't even exist. You're not sad about anything.
Very good. You don't miss a thing. I cannot feel sorrow. No matter what misery befalls the worlds, no matter what you think, what you feel, or how you exist.
Whoa. Oh
Guys.
my. Well, this is creepy. Time to fight Xemnus, the leader of Organization XIII. This is gonna be a fun fight. First off, you'll be given this weird spell which slowly drains your HP. You need to quickly run to the front of this tower and begin to face down. Are you kidding me? That was complete bullshit. For whatever reason, it did not register my goddamn input. Anyway, unlike all other reaction commands in the game, you need to wait for that one. Pushing it immediately would mean that you both neutrally fall down the tower and nothing happens. The second time, you'll be able to deal some damage, but not very much of it. Then again, maybe it's a fairly decent amount. Ow. And the third and final command, you'll deal the most damage. It could potentially defeat Xemnus in one strike. I don't think that's how it works though, but even so. Why don't we try this again? Regardless, the timing is strict.
Come closer.
Already am. There we go, much better. As you can see, just from that alone, that drained like 3 units of his health right then and there. can be a pretty difficult boss fight if you don't know what you're doing. Obviously, guarding is going to be your best friend throughout this battle.
Back off.
Also, try not to be too aggressive when fighting Xemnus. Otherwise, you're going to get killed really fast.
Give me strength. Take this. This is it.
Neat. Max HP and MP increased. Once again, limit form coming in clutch to save the frickin' day again. Man, how I love limit form. If you couldn't tell already.
Sora! Where are you?
Sora, answer me!
You're okay.
Where's Xemnus?
What
Hear
the?
me, Kingdom Hearts. It seems we must begin anew. But know this. I will give to you as many hearts as it takes. Mark my words. You can no more be complete without me than I without you. Heed me, Kingdom Hearts. Lend me your power so that we may be complete. The power to erase the fools that hinder us.
Xemnus, no!
Hearts quivering with hatred.
Xemnus, don't!
Hearts burning with rage.
You never win!
Hearts scarred by envy. That fool Ansem said the heart's true nature was beyond his understanding. But it's not beyond mine. Hearts are the source of all power.
Xemnus, you can't hide from us!
We're not gonna let him get away now.
Look at that!
Wow, that is a very big door.
What's going on?
Kingdom Hearts.
Roll credits.
Let's go. Xemnus must be inside.
The worlds gave us this doorway. They want us to be the guardians of their destiny.
Once we go through, there's no turning back. It's victory or oblivion. So, Sora, are you ready?
I do believe that I am. Anyway, after defeating that first battle against Xemnus, we get Secret Answer Report number 13, and some other things to note as well, which will be told in a second. So, in Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2, at this point in the game, just before the final battle, the game would inform you that you've unlocked all the entries for Xemnus' journal. So in other words, all entries that would be previously considered hidden within the journal are no longer hidden, per se. So, let's take a look at, say, missions, for example. As you can see, there's a bunch of different missions here for, like, Twilight Town. However, there may be some other ones that are labeled under question marks. However, at this point, in, I believe Final Mechs, regardless if it's the PlayStation 2 version, PlayStation 3, or PlayStation 4 or Xbox One version, at this point, in order to get those entries to become unlocked, you do have to beat the main campaign at least once in order to get those entries to reveal themselves. And again, it will be revealed under question marks, so that is something to keep in mind. Xemnus has probably grown even stronger and is waiting for us. This battle began with Answer's research. Let's finish it for him. Do you remember before we stood facing each other on opposite sides of that door? Now we stand side by side. Let's go home together this time. Agreed. I'm tired of waiting, so don't tell me to stay behind. From now on, wherever one of us goes, the other follows. Got it? I believe you, Kyrie. Too bad it doesn't work that way. Don't let your guard down. We may wind up getting separated at any time. Come on, let's save the world again. Or save the worlds. Like more than one. The Kingdom Hearts opened the door to Xemnus. We can't let this chance slip by. It's going to be a tough fight, but we can do it. I have to agree. It is definitely going to be a very tough battle for sure. Being at level 46, I'm pretty sure it's considered under-leveled at this point. I think it's recommended to be at least level 50, but I'm going to give this a whirl and see what happens. It may not be a bad idea necessarily to, I just realized I never made a backup save. Well, shit. Whatever. No big deal. My streams have been fairly reliable for the most part, and if anything else, Twitch mods, plus I'm recording in .mkv, so those are recoverable if something happens. So, with that in mind, let's open the door. The final door. Beyond this door is the beginning of the end of your journey. Are you prepared for what lies ahead? Let's end this. It's time to save the world again.
Get ready, Xemnus. It all ends here. Huh?
So, it seems your hearts have led you to obliteration. Perhaps it doesn't pay to be too loyal to one's heart. I will have to be sure and remember that.
No!
Looks like we're on our own here. Welcome to the inner workings of Kingdom Hearts. Okay, not really, but you get the idea. So this battle is more or less divided into several phases. The first phase is obviously getting to the frickin' flying fortress of which Xemnus is controlling. All this is purely reaction-based. So, in other words, mash the ever-loving crap out of the triangle button and watch as the game plays itself for a bit. Now comes the fun part. So for this section, what we need to do here is throw a bunch of enemy Heartless into these generators. And we kind of need to do so before this thing charges up. Once it charges up, it's going to fire a devastating laser, which I'm pretty sure can insta-kill you. Once the stunt dodge command appears, immediately jump to the next cylinder. Just saying. Otherwise, you're going to be dead. And you'll probably have to redo the first part of the fight again anyway. Thankfully, these enemy Heartless, which are going to be spawning in this area, they all go down with a single strike. I gotta say, that's some pretty damn good damage when it comes to the left cylinder. I can't really say for sure, but I feel as though as this battle goes on, the enemy Heartless are going to put up more of a resistance. And by the way, once you destroy or deplete the health bar of one of the cylinders, you would need to immediately execute the stunt roll command. In which case, if you fail to execute it within 10 seconds, you die. Alright, so now that we're inside the energy core, this is where the fun really starts. Basically what we need to do here is damage the core and completely destroy this flying fortress of death. However, it's not exactly going to be the easiest thing in the world, considering after a certain amount of damage is dealt to this thing, it will then immediately start to, it will then immediately become invincible until all the nobodies are dealt with. Which, thankfully, it's pretty easy to clear everyone out. And I don't think they spawn any dancers. And again, I could be wrong. And as this battle goes on, the fortress itself may try to attack you. I think when that happens, the game will tell you to look out for... Ow! It'll tell you to look out for enemies coming from above. So one nice thing about this whole battle here is that if you happen to die at any point, all you have to worry about is just redoing the phase of the battle. So, don't worry too much if you end up kicking the bucket. Sometimes it may not be a bad idea to do that, if you're very low on health upon approaching the phase. Or when beginning the phase, rather. But you know what I mean. Another thing I will go ahead and mention here is that going into anti-form is basically a death sentence in this fight. So be careful. Oh, come on, really? Oh, that was enough. Alrighty then, that works. Hello there. Looking all high and mighty in your little throne, eh? Well, time to take you down a peg or two. So technically speaking, I can't quite recall what this thing's name actually is, but I'm pretty sure it's No Heart? Then again, I think that's only in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but I'm pretty sure that's what this thing is. There we go. Limit form saves the day again. But let me tell you, it's not over yet. The fun's only just beginning.
I need more rage. I need More hearts.
Xemnus, there's more to a heart than just anger or hate. It's full of all kinds of feelings. Don't you remember?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Gosh, you all did great.
Says the mouse whose mouth isn't moving.
You're coming back with us, right?
I had given in to the darkness.
Riku!
How am I gonna face everyone?
Like this?
Sora the smartass.
Hurry!
I'll open a path.
Huh? What the hell?
You don't belong in the Dark Realm anymore, Riku.
How do we get out of here, Your Majesty?
Hey, Nominee. How convenient. Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Well, I'm not sure. But we better hurry and get through.
Wait for me!
Come on!
Yeah, why doesn't everyone get moving all at once?
Thank you, Nominee. Sure. See? We meet again, like we promised.
Huh?
You said we'd meet again. But when we did, we might not recognize each other.
I did, didn't I?
But I knew you.
It's strange.
I think I understand. I see myself the way you remember me. And you see yourself the way I remember you.
Dialogue.
I always thought nobodies were doomed to fade back into darkness.
Yeah. But you and I didn't. We got to meet our original selves.
So, we can be together again.
Right. Anytime Sora and Kairi are together.
We'll be together every day. Right, Sora?
Yeah.
Look sharp.
Sure thing, Roxas. Sure thing.
Huh?
Don't worry. You're all still you.
Hey, let's go home.
Riku, come on.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Sora, Riku!
What?
Oh boy. The dark portal closed. And thus Riku and Sora are stranded. And things have officially gotten from bad to worse. Where the hell did that thing come from? Well, it's convenient. Might as well use it.
Sora!
Well, time to begin another very fun part of the entire battle. So for this one, what we need to do here is fire lasers and then charge up our own Mega Laser to deal enough damage to drain the Blue Eyes White Dragon's freaking HP bar. And let me tell you, there's several of them. So anyway, there are a couple of ways you can go about this fight. You can obviously whack everyone, or fire lasers, whatever works for you. You can also absorb any and all laser-based projectiles by pushing the circle button throughout the course of the battle. And there is literally no reason to not spam this button. And by the way, it's not a bad idea to charge up enough energy, hold on to it, deal with one of the phases, and then save that laser for the next phase, so that way you can clear it immediately. And let me tell you, this laser is quite potent and very, very powerful. Hence the reason why charging it is highly recommended. Plus, I think while you're using the ability, you're invincible. Just one thing to keep in mind, though, is that if you do die here, which is gonna be very likely for me, oh my god, I'm pretty sure that you just redo this phase of the fight. So, nothing to worry about here. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things to dodge and shoot all at the same time. So, the only advice I have for this is just to keep moving as much as you possibly can. And I believe once you take out all the pieces of this Blue Eyes White Dragon knockoff, you've won this phase of the battle. Just keep in mind, again, even though it seems like you don't take much damage, you can still take a lot of damage if you're not careful. Oh dear. Honestly, I feel as though for this fight, you don't want to really rely too much on the melee abilities. Please tell me this part is over. Thank God! Woo! That was way too close. Did you see how much health I had left? I had like 1 HP. That's insane. But let me tell you, the battle's only just beginning. Also, hello Duvius, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. You're just in time for Phase 4 of Xemnus. Good lord, man. This thing is truly something else. So it looks like Xemnus essentially created a black hole behind us. Isn't that fun?
Hey, Riku?
Yeah?
I wanted to thank Namine, but I couldn't bring myself to say it. Not until everything was back to the way it was before.
Don't worry. We'll make that happen. Once this is over, you can thank her all you want.
Yeah!
Sounds good to me. agree that this is definitely one of the best songs in the game, but is it the actual best? I can't really say for sure. So, once again, we are going to be dealing with Mr. Armored Face No Heart here. However, throughout the course of the fight, he's going to toss us out. If this happens, what we need to do is just glide all the way back to him. If you're descending way too far down, just push the circle button and you'll be fine. And in order to glide, you just simply hold the square button and you'll be fine. There's also a missing soundbite here for the HD re-releases. I think he's supposed to scream, embrace. But for whatever reason, that particular soundbite is missing. I'm not exactly sure why that is the case. Thank you, Riku. You came in clutch. By the way, don't worry about whether or not you're going to end up being too low for the... Don't worry about whether or not you're going to be too low and fall into an abyss or something, because that's just not going to happen. Oh, come on, really? So basically, in order to return to Xemnus once he kicks you out of his little pit here, all we need to do is just knock one of these skyscrapers back at him. Which can be a lot easier said than done. And if you get too close, then, as you've seen, Xemnus will knock you away. Of course, ouch. As I was trying to say, the embrace piece of the audio is there. It's just, his scream is missing. That I have to agree. One thing I've definitely noticed here is that if Xemnus does knock you away from his cockpit, thankfully you don't receive any damage. So, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Thank you, Riku. Once again, you came in clutch like a frickin' boss. Okay, that was a dumb idea. How did I tank that without taking any damage? Well, whatever, I'll take it. One thing I will definitely say about this fight is that this is definitely one of the best ones in the entire series. Why did I do that? God, it just seems like I can't get anywhere near this guy. I don't know how I live, but I'll take it. That was too close. Again. Sweet Jesus. That was really something else.
Heroes from the realm of light. I will not allow it to end this way. Not yet. If light and darkness are eternal, then surely we nothings must be the same. Eternal.
You're right. Light and darkness are eternal. Nothing probably goes on forever too. But guess what, Xemnus?
That doesn't mean you're eternal.
No more eternal than that radiance of yours. Anger and hate are supreme.
I think they managed to fix the timing of that. I mean, not completely, but still. They did fix it quite significantly. Also, one thing worth mentioning here is that initially, when this collection first released on PlayStation 4, this boss fight was broken, meaning that as soon as this fight began, you basically had to go into limit. You had to go into Sora Riku's limit in order to even survive the encounter. Because, oddly enough, the reversal commands sometimes, or more or less about 99% of the time, it failed to pop up. This boss fight here, this final phase of Xemnus, definitely is the most intense yet. It's also the most difficult as well. Xemnus is going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at you. Thank you, Riku. Oh dear. This is definitely the most annoying part of this fight. So basically at this point, we need to race over towards Sora's side before his HP is completely drained. And funny enough, that particular moment was the only point in the entire game at which you could play as Riku. Another thing worth mentioning here is that even though they did eventually fix the whole reversal command not appearing issue, for the most part, fairly often the command can still fail to appear, thus getting you killed as a result.
Anger and hate are supreme. We shall go together.
Thank you, Riku. That was kind of annoying how that kept happening. Oh, come on! Really? This is why I hate not having both Second Chance and Once More. Because I feel as though that gets me killed more often than it should. I know I have one, but I don't have the other yet. And I can't exactly remember when I get the other ability.
Back off. Take this. Yeah.
Ah, god damn it. Alright, let's go again.
Are supreme. We shall go together.
Okay, seriously, game, what the actual hell? For whatever reason, it did not register my square input. Even though I was clearly mashing the shit out of it. I was trying to cast the reflect spell, so that way I didn't take the initial damage. But apparently that was not working.
Let's go. Fight. This is it. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Back off. That's it. Fight. Yeah.
Okay, that was pointless. I'm kind of surprised I managed to get off that high potion.
Give me strength. Let's go. Yeah. Give me strength.
You know what would be funny? If I somehow managed to skip that phase where I'm controlling Riku.
Let's go.
Which it looks like that's going to happen if this keeps up.
It's over.
I'm sorry. I wanted to use Elixir, but apparently that wasn't going to happen. Okay, at least I'm fully healed. Yes! Indeed, it does. By the way, if Riku ends up dying before he manages to rescue Sora, then that's game over.
Is that all you got?
That's it. It's over. Take this.
Okay. This battle's won. This is probably the best spectacle in the entire game. And also the most tiring, too. We did it. We did it, guys. We frickin' did it. Yes, it is. The final battle is most definitely epic. Now it's time to finish this, in the only way we know how.
We did it! I wouldn't be too sure of that.
I wouldn't say destroyed, but hey, the battle was won at the very least.
Sora, I can't.
Don't say another word. It's not over. It's just not.
How can you say that? Even if we could go on. Look where we are.
Aw, come on, Riku. You've been hanging out in darkness too long. You gotta try and think positive.
Sora? You lead.
Got it.
You know, I always figured I was better at stuff than you.
Really?
Are you mad?
No. I kinda always thought you were better at everything, too. Riku, look. What's that light?
End of the road.
Yep.
Put me down. I can walk.
You know, maybe the darkness has gotten to me too. Riku!
This world is perfect for me. If this is what the world really is, just this, then maybe I should fade back into darkness.
Riku.
If the world is made of light and darkness, we'll be the darkness.
Yeah. The other side. The realm of light is safe now. Kairi, the king, and the others are there.
That's what I mean. Hey, Sora. Could you help me? I want to get down to the water. At least the waves sound the same. What I said back there about thinking I was better at stuff than you? To tell you the truth, Sora, I was jealous of you.
What for?
I wished I could live life the way you do. Just following my heart.
Yeah, well, I've got my share of problems too.
Like what?
Like wanting to be like you.
Well, there is one advantage to being me. Something you can never imitate.
Really? What's that?
Having you for a friend.
Then I guess I'm okay the way I am. I've got something you could never imitate, too.
Same here. I too enjoyed this conversation. A message in a bottle. I wonder who it's from. What does it contain?
Sora? I think it's for you.
Thinking of you wherever you are. We pray for our sorrows to end, and hope that our hearts will blend.
Now I will step forward to realize this wish. And who knows? Starting a new journey may not be so hard. Or maybe it's already begun. There are many worlds, but they share the same sky. One sky, one destiny.
Light.
The door to light.
We'll go together. Yeah.
Sora! Riku!
Well, what do you know? We're finally back home. Back to Destiny Islands. It all came full circle, ladies and gentlemen. Hey! Looks like the welcoming party's here. Well, isn't that nice? What a way to welcome... What a way to be welcomed back. Am I right? It's always nice to return home with friends who are more than happy to welcome you back. Hello, Kyrie. Well... Isn't that nice? Indeed we are. It's good to be home. And I'm gonna take a quick pee and I'll be back momentarily. Okay, I'm back. And excuse me. So one thing worth mentioning here is, just like before, I do have to mute this song for the YouTube version of this, which, thankfully, that's not too difficult to do. It is kind of a shame that I can't let the song play on YouTube for whatever goddamn reason. Again, it is considered copyrighted, and it makes sense as to why, but still, it is kind of annoying. Even so, at least Twitch is a lot more lenient when it comes to this sort of stuff. And oddly enough, they don't mute the song as far as I know. Then again, probably because I've been gone for so long without talking over this, they're probably going to do so anyway. Who knows? Well, only one way to find out, and that is to wait till we finish up today's stream, and we'll find out the answer. But even so, just like before, I will be linking the actual song itself within a pinned comment on YouTube for when this gets uploaded later. And basically, I did the same exact thing as when I covered Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, where I linked the actual song itself as well as the ending song, Sanctuary After the Battle, which is what this is. But yes, I do agree that this song is definitely... excuse me. I definitely like this song quite a lot. Is it my favorite opening? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm kind of torn between this or Simple and Clean. Both songs are excellent in their own rights, but I'm not sure which one is my favorite. And obviously, we do have that third opening song now, Face My Fears. Whoa! What do we have here? Dubious! Thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dubious.
Best KH Let's Player ever. Thanks for playing this game series.
You're welcome, Dubious. You are most certainly welcome. And again, I appreciate the sub. I really do. So, yeah, even though we finished the main game, we're not done with this playthrough yet. There's still a lot left to uncover. I still gotta grab all the treasures, and I also have a few other loose ends to take care of as well. And, well, it's gonna take quite a bit of time. I don't think it's going to take the longest in the world, but even so, it is going to take a little bit of time regardless. I can't really say how many sessions it's going to take, but I know one thing's for sure, I definitely need to dedicate a session or two to grinding not only levels, but also for grinding my drive forms as well. There's a lot that I need to cover yet when it comes to post-game content. Let me tell you. There's obviously the Olympus Coliseum events. There's also the other worlds that I've yet to really explore or really visit in full. Those are Atlantica as well as the world I despise the most. That's going to be a fun world to take on by itself, let me tell you. So, when it comes to covering the remainder of the game, one thing I am definitely going to do is show off as much as I can, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to go for full Jiminy's Journal completion, because honestly I think that's a bit extreme, as I've already done it in a prior playthrough of this game. But I will be showing off as much of the extra content as I possibly can. Obviously, there's a lot to uncover yet. Like the Cavern of Remembrance, that is one major area I'm going to be covering for sure, as well as the optional boss fights, and there's several of them. And let me tell you folks, the optional boss fights are going to be the hardest in the entire game. You thought Xemnus was hard? Oh sweet Jesus, you haven't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you, there is a lot to uncover. There's a lot to uncover when it comes to this particular game alone. My lord. It truly is something. I'm just saying. There's obviously the aforementioned optional boss fights, and that's basically what the remainder of the game is going to be consisting of. Oh yeah, the real Xemnus indeed. Epic foreshadowing at its finest. So, there's not only the real Xemnus, but also the remaining members of Organization XIII. There's also the absent silhouettes I'm going to be taking on as well. That's also going to be quite fun. And I mean fun. I'm just saying. I honestly am. So, other than the optional fights, there is something else that you may have noticed within certain parts of Jiminy's journal. I don't think I've shown that very much, but you may have noticed like there's a certain series of missions, and that is, this series of missions I'm talking about is known as the Mushroom Organization XIII. And I'm pretty sure they are exclusive to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mechs. Basically, there are 13 mushroom enemy heartless types that you can encounter. They're not hostile in any way. They basically have their own unique minigame for each one you encounter. And if you manage to fulfill their requirements and complete their minigames with the highest score possible, then you'll be able to get your hands on some very rare items. And it is part of the completionist criteria. Speaking of completionist criteria, I am definitely going to be hunting down a lot of different materials as well, so that way I can not only forge the Ultima Keyblade, but also the Save the King, Save the Queen, and every other piece of equipment in between. And let me tell you, the post-game equipment that we need to forge yet, they're definitely going to be needed for the road ahead. Because let me tell you, it's going to be difficult. I think we're at level 49 when it comes to levels right now. And technically speaking, the level cap is level 99. So yes, level 99 is the level cap for this game. And not only this, but I believe at this point all drive forms can now be maxed out at, I believe, level 10? I think it's either 9 or 10, I can't remember for sure. Regardless though, there's a lot that we're going to need to go over when it comes to grinding stuff. And, yeah. I think so too. I feel like 9 is the correct answer. Though, I can't really say for sure. So, I guess one nice thing about the whole grinding thing is that I can also use that as a means of an opportunity to gather all the remaining treasures that I've missed within all the different worlds of the game, with the exception of Hollow Bastion, aka Radiant Garden, as that has it not only has a fairly large number of treasures, but we also have treasures within the Cavern of Remembrance, and that technically is a part of Radiant Garden. So, yeah, that's something. So, there's definitely a lot when it comes to post-game for Kingdom Hearts 2. And what's really funny is that when Kingdom Hearts 3 first launched, it was heavily criticized that it was lacking in post-game content. And I definitely have to agree there. It definitely did not hold a candle to what Kingdom Hearts 2 has to offer as far as post-game content is concerned. However, post-game content was later added down the line for Kingdom Hearts 3, and even was featured in a form of DLC known as Remind. I do plan on getting the Remind DLC, though there are some other things I kind of want to get my hands on first, and to be honest, it's pretty damn expensive for DLC at $30. So, honestly, I may get the DLC when I get around to covering Kingdom Hearts 3, but even so, that's not going to be for a while yet, because we still have several other games in the Kingdom Hearts series to get through yet. There's obviously Birth by Sleep, and there's also Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and Dream Drop Distance. There's also Kingdom Hearts Back Cover, which I will be showing that movie at some point. And there's also the other prologue adventure, known as Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage. Yes, I have. I actually done a Let's Play of that about a year ago now.
Nope. Nothing will.
What a small world.
But part of one that's much bigger.
Yes, it is on YouTube.
Hey, Riku. What do you think it was? The door to the light.
This.
This?
Yeah. It's always closer than you think.
Sora! Riku!
Hey, what's up?
Look.
The King's Seal. I wonder what this is all about. We totally don't need a game covering what is said in said letter, do we? Foreshadowing. But yeah, if you want to know what is written in that letter, you kind of need to either play or watch the HD remastered movie of Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun can of worms to tackle at some point in the future. Funny enough, that's the only Kingdom Hearts game I don't have right now. Other than the obvious other Kingdom Hearts game on mobile, Kingdom Hearts Key or Union Cross or whatever it goes by nowadays. So anyway, after finishing the game, we'll get ourselves a nice battle report. And the battle report will give you a brief synopsis on how things went throughout the course of the game. Game level obviously was critical mode. Completion of Jiminy's Journal was 70%. That's pretty nuts. Completion of Gummy Routes was only 10%. I know that seems low, but that's taking into account that Gummy missions have like 3 levels tied to each route. Each of them different than the last, which we will be going over at a later point in time. We also get a nice number of how many times we healed party members, which was 73 times. And technically speaking, we've been saved by Mickey more than twice. But I think it only counts like the number of times you've been saved by Mickey and you managed to finish the fight. And another statistic is the most used form, which was Limit Form. No surprises there, at 32 times. And it also gives you a number of how many times you went into Anti-Form, which was 4 times. It also mentions like your most used summon. And I really did not use summonings that much at all, and the only summons I really used twice was just Chicken Little. But let me tell you folks, these statistics will change as we dive deeper into post-game. That much I can guarantee. And the most used summon is going to be someone else entirely for later points in the game. Just saying. And I'm pretty sure Limit Form is going to remain king for the number of times or most used form. And Anti-Form usage is also going to be going way up as well. Not sure how much, but who knows for sure. for now, let's save progress. Save game data. Loading this save data will place you before the last battle. Honestly, it's a very good idea to save your progress here. And from that point going forward, whenever you reload this particular save file, it is marked with a crown, meaning that that means that you've completed the game. And by completed, I mean you've finished the game. Okay, so it's level 46. We're at level 46 currently. So, reloading the game, we get this. Every entry in Xemnus' journal has been unlocked. Continue the adventure to define the question-marked entries. So, like I said, you just need to beat the main game in order to unlock said entries. And as you can see, there is this world that's marked as a question mark. Technically speaking, this is Atlantica, but since we have not explored this world at all yet, that's the reason why it's marked as a question mark. And again, like I said, there's a lot that we have yet to uncover when it comes to this game. Thankfully, we have all the answer reports, but there is still the matter of hunting down the secret ending. And hunting down the secret ending, I haven't mentioned this yet, but in order to unlock the secret ending, it depends on how you go about the game. If you play the game on either Proud Mode or Critical Mode, all you have to do to unlock the secret ending is complete all the worlds in the game. That includes the optional ones like the 100 Acre Wood and Atlantica. And when I say complete, I mean just simply finish the world, seal the keyholes. It's as simple as that. And you get the first secret ending. Note that I said the first secret ending. There is actually a second secret ending that's exclusive to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. And to unlock this one, I think what you have to do is defeat one of the super bosses in the game. And it's considered the hardest fight in the entire game. And I believe the fight is Lingering Will. And you'll see what I mean. First, let's head to the world map. And I believe at this point, I can't say for sure, I feel as though around here, or no, I guess not. I guess in order to unlock I guess in order to even unlock the opportunity to fight Lingering Will, you have to defeat certain super bosses. Then again, maybe you're supposed to complete every single world in the game, including Atlantica, the 100 Acre Wood, and basically everything else. Or at least seal all the keyholes. I think that's how it works. Afterwards, then you'll get the opportunity to fight Lingering Will in Disney Castle if you so desire. But even so, we're not even close to ready to fight Lingering Will yet. No way in hell, my dude. No freaking way. I'm just saying. Because even at max level, he can still kick your ass in more ways than one. But that's not going to be for a long time from now. I mean, not that long, but we still have the rest of the game to cover first. Like the optional extra dungeon known as the Cavern of Remembrance. We also have the other optional boss fights we have yet to tackle. There's a lot. And when I say a lot, I really mean a lot. Okay, so it's Sayax. My god. I can't believe my brain farted that freaking much. Well, anyway. At this point now, I feel as though this may be a good opportunity to just call it a day. I know we haven't even reached the 2-hour mark of today's stream, but I feel as though this is a good stopping point, as I mentioned before, this is probably the best opportunity for me to go and hunt down all the different treasure chests that I've yet to pick up yet in some of the previous worlds that I've visited up to this point. And let me tell you, there are still several treasures that I need to pick up from all the remaining worlds. There's Also, the matter of grinding for levels, materials, and drive levels as well. So, I'll probably be working on some of these off-screen, but I may dedicate a session or two for showing off the best grinding spots for not only levels, but also for drive forms and leveling them up as well. So, as you can see, we got a level 5 form level for Valor, Wisdom, and Limit form. However, we have not increased Master Form's level even once yet. Same with Final Form. Final Form, I feel as though this one is probably going to be the easiest to level up, considering where I'm at. But, hey, it is what it is. There's quite a lot that I still need to do yet. So, even though the main part of the journey is done, the actual fun part of the game is only just beginning. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and end today's stream. I know it's a bit early, like I said, but even so, might as well be prepared for post-game, am I right? Or am I right? So with that, I bid you all adieu for today. This is General Snivy with the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time is the start of post-game. The post-game is where things really start to kick up a notch. That is for sure. Also, thank you, Duvius, once again for the sub. And I'm glad that you had a great time with today's stream. Might as well end it on a high note. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all later.